Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, underscores the importance of the installation of the non-intrusive scanners as a catalyst for economic growth, among other benefits.
This project will no doubt support the Nigerian Customs Service in the delivery of its core mandate, which is trade facilitation. And this is in line with the key priorities set for our ministry by His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, targeted at enhancing the ease of doing business, reducing poverty, and stimulating positive macroeconomic conditions for sustained economic growth and development. The current process of physical examination of cargoes is time-consuming, is causing loss of revenue to businesses, even to terminal operators, but more especially also to government. And it cannot be compared with the scanning of cargoes that is carried out in minutes by scanners such as this one's, and having the capacity to detect prohibited imports that are concealed in cargoes. This process enables more cargoes to be scanned and brings about the desired efficiency and effectiveness in cargoes examination processes. The commissioning of these 3 non-intrusive scanners today is a milestone in the history of the Nigerian Customs Service in its efforts to expedite customs operations. The scanners will also help us to enhance the more effective remote audit trail of goods within the port system. So you don't have to be within the port to examine the results of the scanners.
In his remark, the Comptroller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ibrahim, the retired CFR, while emphasizing that these commissioned non-intrusive scanners, apart from having enormous economic and security benefits, is guided by standard operating procedure, knowledge of which is extended to all the relevant agencies in the ports.
As part of the reform strategy of our administration, we were compelled to adopt a technology as the linchpin for trade facilitation. By recognizing its strategic importance, we have chosen to embrace it in its entirety. Our modernization project seeks to automate all our processes and procedures, of which the inspection of imports and exports is fundamental. We know that to remain competitive, our ports have to be more effective and efficient. As trade increases in volume, so must our capacity for facilitation. Efficient cargo management and the full automation of customs and other regulatory processes is guaranteed to bring down the cost of clearing, ultimately the prices of goods in the open market, an occurrence that will be beneficial to consumers across the nation. We also understand that the technology should be deployed in a manner most suitable to our needs and environment. This is why we have developed a standard operating procedure, SOP, for the use of these scanners. Our SOPs provide all stakeholders with a working guide as to their individual responsibilities, from customs officers, clearing agents, shipping companies, to terminal operators. Roles are defined to show who should be doing what, where, how, and when. It is the spelling out of these roles and how they should be performed that will ensure that we get the maximum benefit from using this non-intrusive examination equipment.
He says the Nigerian Customs Service strives to be better at all times and move devoid of monopoly.
As the lead agency in trade facilitation, we are constantly in the business of reinventing ourselves. Not satisfied with the achievement of the past, our focus is on making the present and the future greater. However, because we acknowledge the importance of partnering with other relevant government regulatory agencies, we have created windows that will enable connectivity to our systems. Where physical joint examinations were previously conducted by all relevant agencies, the scanning process will not only reduce the stress associated with positioning, offloading, and taking inventory of containers, it will store recorded images in a safe format, easily accessible by all agencies from the comfort of their offices. It makes the auditing of the transaction using these images easier and will definitely checkmate attempts by non-compliant traders to cheat the system. The challenge of security is of immense concern to a well-meaning citizens, since we know that good number of items which pose a threat to national security find their way through our various entry points. We believe that equipment that is being commissioned by today will greatly enhance our capacity to defend our nation. As we approached phase 1 of the e-customs modernization, we shall see deployment of scanners to all seaports, airports, and approved land borders. We shall also witness the launch of a central data management system when live feeds from our ports and borders can be viewed and monitored from our headquarters.
The Minister of Finance and the Comptroller General of Customs, alongside other officers, witnessed the process of scanning and image analysis, signifying the takeoff of the non-intrusive scanning of cargoes. Again, the Minister of Finance calls on the management of Nigeria Customs Service to collaborate with the scanner contractors for effective utilization of the technology and enhance capacity building of officers. On his part, Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali retired assures that the equipment installed will be put to good use for the benefit of Nigerians. He emphasizes the trade facilitation effort of Nigeria Customs Service has again been commended as a representative of Kimberly-Clark Lagos visited the headquarters of the service. As she makes reference to the recent $100 million investment by the company, the leader of the delegation stresses that Nigeria is a key priority market for the international company and that the company intends to invest more with a view to benefiting Nigerians better, having already created huge direct and indirect jobs which the company will continue to expand. She says Kimberly-Clark takes corporate social responsibility seriously.
In our CSR efforts, we have very passionate commitment from the global organization as well as local management. And we do a very massive hospital sampling program where we reach out to 1.5 million mothers every year. And we have started running this program 3 years ago. And every year we have been able to reach out to 1.5 million mothers, teaching them about new mothers about how to keep the baby comfortable with diapers, how to use diapers and make sure that the baby always is able to sleep, stays comfortable, and mother can do her job. And this has really helped us in becoming a very close brand to the consumers and the mothers. And we are very passionately involved in that. We also have a feminine care business of Kotex, where we reach out to 500,000 young schoolgirls and talk about menstrual hygiene. And that has also created a very safe platform for these girls where they can ask questions very easily to our people and representatives, and we happily engage with these young girls.
While appreciating the support of Nigeria Customs Service since commissioning of the Lagos factory, the Managing Director of Kimberly-Clark Nigeria solicits more guides from the service for the company to better operate within the provisions of the law in Nigeria, as it is a compliant company.
We also want to thank you for your support that you have provided in the last few years since we started the business. We have made tremendous improvements. I was here last year as well with my team. Before we commissioned our factory, we were here to invite your office very cordially to our commissioning event. And it has been a very fruitful relationship since then. I just want to bring out a small challenge that we have been facing. Last time we were here, we were still importing our finished goods. But since then, we have started producing locally, as I mentioned. But we are getting some queries on our raw material containers. And we would really appreciate your help and support if you can direct us to the right person who can help us resolve, because we are a very compliant organization. We do everything by the book, by the law, no business of trying to manipulate the system or the duties. So we would really appreciate if you can help us and support us in that. And then we will be very happy to keep on building on this relationship.
Responding, the Comptroller General of Customs represented assures the company of continuous support, more so that further growth of the company is expected to impact more positively all the citizenry.
As you are aware, the desire of this government now is to promote home production to help our factories to grow. And so you are in the right place. I'm sure that the CGCA will do all that it can to help you so that if you have any issues, they'll be resolved. We are hoping that your company will grow and that you will help our economy to grow. So,
further explanation are provided the company through the delegation on the ideal things to do in order to make smooth imports they require to boost their productions in accordance with the laws of the country. No doubt, once that happens, the nation and its citizens will be the ultimate beneficiaries.
The power of social media cannot be denied in the ever-changing age of technology. A place where information is shared and public views are given as well as taken. While the positives are there, its dangerous tendency, however, is the spread of misinformation and disinformation. False promises of jobs and auction sales on fake accounts, parading themselves as officers of the Nigeria Customs Service, still prevail. In recent times, some unscrupulous elements have created fake accounts in the name of the Customs Area Controller of Kebbi Command, Comptroller Joseph Atta, and notable customs officers to scam gullible publics searching for job placements and auction sales. Do not fall victim to these scams. Many have fallen prey to these fraudulent individuals, so do not pay attention to them. The Nigeria Customs Service does not sell forms online, nor offer appointments via Facebook or any other social media platform. For authentic information about Nigeria Customs Service, please visit our official website and other social media handles, www.customs.gov.ng, our Facebook, www.facebook.com/customsng, Instagram, at official_customsng, TikTok, at Nigeria_customs, YouTube, NCBN Media House, our Twitter page, at CustomsNG. You have been warned. Online fraud is alive. Stay safe. This message is from the Public Relations Unit of the Nigeria Customs Service.
The need for officers of Nigeria Customs Service to continuously remain sound, both physically and mentally, in order to carry out the enormous task of facilitation of trade, revenue generation, and suppression of smuggling, as well as other functions, cannot be overemphasized. Fully aware of this, the FCT Area Command of the service has resumed regular exercises in order to keep fit, and the Customs Duty crew has captured the mood at some of the physical exercise sessions. Comptroller Suleiman Bamai speaks about the encouragement to resume this physical training exercise.
I remembered when the CGC came, they make us to be having sports weekly. So on coming to FCT Command, I now reintroduce the sports every Thursday between 4 to 5, at least 1 hour acrobatic, footballing, badminton, table tennis, that will ginger us. With this acrobatic and the badminton, we burn the calories and we make our brain to be sharp so that we face the job and collect the revenue.
Some officers shared their position about the weekly physical exercise.
It's supposed to be like that in every organization. And thank God the new area controller came in with it and we embrace it. It's keeping fit. It's everybody's business. As you are aging, you suppose at least one should be moving his body in order way to keep fit. So we thank God we're here and we're ready to do it every Thursday.
Every Thursday from 4 o'clock, you find us all here gathered with the controller himself. So it is just a very fantastic idea doing it. At least 30 minutes, an hour is okay. We can all sweat. You can see we have all sweated, and then that's the best thing to do.
The exercise is good. It's for fitness, looking healthy, active, and morally fine.
Comptroller Bomai narrates how positive he finds the exercise as he urges other area commands who do not engage in it to follow suit.
It's a good thing for all the commands. They should please endeavor to do the sports weekly. helps a lot. Because even me, somebody that know me some years back, if you see me now, you know that I trim down and I burn some calories. So I want everybody to emulate our efforts.
Indeed, maintaining good health by officers of Nigeria Customs Service is highly desirable for optimal performance, and regular physical exercise is a sure way to achieving this, as embraced by the FCT Command and many other commands and units of the service. Effective use of intelligence, on which the strike force team in charge of headquarters and North Central Zone relies much, has yielded the desired result once again, as the team has intercepted a truck along Lokoja-Abaji Road, and a 100% examination has led to uncovering of 4,289 cartons of assorted Chinese foods and drinks, 204 gallons of Chinese sauce, spaghetti, green beans, rice in packs, semovita, flours, and many other items claimed to have been imported through one of the ports, but Deputy Comptroller Kolapo Oladeji maintains that despite the claim, the importation has been done in contravention of the laws of the country.
One of the rules of importation is that any imported items into this country must be written in English language. But this is in a Chinese language. And because of that, it has contravened the import procedure. In accordance with Section 46, Paragraph E of SEMA, 2004 Cap 45 Law of Federation of Nigeria. And this is liable to seizure accordingly.
He speaks about the next line of action concerning the interception.
The investigation is still ongoing. How did it come in? How was it released? Investigation will reveal other things we need on it. But basically, this is something you can see with empirical evidence that they were written in foreign language, which is Chinese.
Meanwhile, the team has equally intercepted 2,300 pieces of used tires in a trailer at Mokwa, Niger State, and taken to government warehouse at Ilorin, Kwara State for safekeeping. DC Oladeji laments this act that is capable of costing the lives of innocent Nigerians.
If you look at it, you will see how they pack the tires, squeeze it inside each other, and they go and wash it, polish it, and selling it to innocent souls. And that's why you see tires, it just got busted. And it costs human life. Are we supposed to die cheaply like that?
He uses the medium to admonish legitimate importers.
Once you are a legitimate importer and you do the needful, nobody will harass you. Instead, we shall encourage you more. And that is what they call trade facilitation. But once you deviate from the laid down rules of imports, then you'll be punished. My advice to importers is to obey the rules of the game.
The coordinator, CGC Strike Force Headquarters, stresses his team's total commitment to suppressing smuggling and carrying out all the duties assigned. More so that the customs management, led by Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali retired, has provided the needed logistics and enhanced welfare for officers, leaving them with no option than to live up to expectation.
Good morning.
So sorry, I didn't notice you coming.
Obviously, you look worried.
Please have a seat,
What's the problem?
Well, I've been thinking about how to become a successful importer.
Perhaps you should say I came in at the right time. I just got my goods cleared. Process was seamless.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'll let you know how it goes. Well, intending importers should first find out goods classified as prohibition for import and export and other regulations. You can check by visiting www.customs.gov.ng.
Oh, that's good. Yes, that's good to hear.
Then you can proceed to contact your overseas supplier, contact your authorized dealer bank for E-Form M. Complete the E-Form M and attach import documents. Receive pre-arrival assessment report, PAR. Make declaration at the comfort of your home or office. Make assessment and pay duty. Once payment is received, the system will automatically trigger selectivity and tell you how your consignment will be examined. As long as your declaration matches with the cargo examination report, the goods are automatically released. Seamless imports await compliant traders. Be part of this. This message is from the Public Relations Unit of the Nigeria Customs Service.
The importance of synergy in execution of strategies to combat smuggling activities in the country cannot be overemphasized. A case in point is the success of such synergy amongst Kwara Area Command, Joint Border Patrol Team Sector 3, Federal Operation Unit Zone B, Customs Intelligence Unit CIU, as well as Customs Police Unit, which has led to the successful raiding of a warehouse and evacuation of 601 bags of 50 kilograms foreign parboiled rice.
We have been monitoring the activities for the past 2 weeks to trace these illicit goods that were piled up in this village. Fortunately for us, our sister agency, the FOU Zone A, came up with credible information and the detail of the house where these goods were stocked. And we stopped and do the needful, carry out our action, evacuate the whole rice, which was counted to be 601 bags, and we converted to seizure immediately.
It was this credible intelligence that we were able to discover that some unscrupulous elements in our society, being aided by the accomplice in one of the other towns called Borno, were able to swing it to action. The whole thing took us almost three nights.
Controller Olugboyega Peters emphasizes that although customs have continued to sensitize border dwellers as well as other Nigerians on the ills of smuggling, suppression of smuggling is a statutory function of the Nigeria Customs Service, part of which is seizure of smuggled items wherever they are found.
We have been empowered by law, that is the seller, without warrant to enter into any premises. So we're intensifying anti-smuggling on all our border towns.
Smugglers are further admonished to desist from the evil act or face the wrath of the law.
It's no longer business as usual. And I still use this medium to warn smugglers. If we catch anybody in this act, apart from receiving the consignment, I will make sure that we forward this case to the Special Economic Tribunal for necessary prosecution and maybe imprisonment.
They just turn away, change their ways. There are so many ways that you can still use to make money, not to smoke. And I will only advise them, because my officers are now 24 hours to arrest and prosecute anyone.
The duty paid value of the intercepted rice is 15,325,500 naira.
brightest entrance to the latest technology. Welcome to Intel 4G LTE Advanced and experience super fast internet access today. Visit intel.com.ng or any of our stores in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt to get started. Intel. Live more.
A country endowed with abundant natural resources. One that recognizes that its core strength lies in its massive human capital and its huge population, the fulcrum of its enormous manpower reserve. This is a country that belongs to all Nigerians, irrespective of tribe, language, or religion. And that is why the federal character principle is central to Nigeria's unity. By ensuring balance, fairness, and equity in recruitment into the federal public service and the distribution of national resources. And that is the golden rule for those vested with the responsibility of enforcing that principle at the Federal Character Commission. The mandate is to be the ideal Nigeria, a nation that is fair to all Nigerians.
In a third final in 20 years.
This out of these words, Yogata. Now you can get a GoTV decoder, GoTV, and 1 month of GoTV Jolly for only 4,900 Naira and enjoy all the show-stopping games live from Qatar on GoTV.
This is the moment we've been waiting. It's time to rise up, do it again. Africa, do your dance now. God, do your winning dance now. So we never lose it again.
Let me see this opportunity to reiterate my commitment to free, fair, and transparent elections and smooth transitions.
Political stability in West African sub-region paramount to President Buhari as second ordinary session of ECOWAS Parliament opens in Abuja.
Good proposal. It's coming at the right time. People in climate crisis, and this would give more attention and target those specific areas.
United Nations to support Nigeria's case for establishment of the United Nations Convention for the Deltas.
We have hit the ground running, and I can assure the entire nation that nothing will be left to chance.
62 legal practitioners join League of Senior Advocates of Nigeria. Hello and thanks for joining us on the network news on NTA. I'm Naja'at Tijani. We're live in Abuja and Michael will be joining us from Lagos in the course of the bulletin. Remember, you can follow this broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and all our social media platforms displayed on the screen. President Muhammadu Buhari has reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment to keeping the West African sub-region peaceful, secure and politically stable. Speaking at the opening of the second ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament, the President promised to particularly support ECOWAS towards restoration of democratic rule in Mali, Guinea and Burkina Faso. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
The 2022 second ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament is convened to, amongst others, consider and adopt the 2023 Consolidated Community Budget, as well as draft reports of the standing, joint and ad hoc committees on the referrals from the ECOWAS Commission. This is in furtherance of sustained efforts at effectively and efficiently implementing the policies and objectives of the community towards strengthening representative democracy, addressing the many challenges besieging the region, as well as remaining sensitive to the needs of the people.
Honorable parliamentarians, we need to look at the coup d'etats in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Guinea, which has taken us back and must be condemned. And we need to return these member states to constitutional order.
We are seriously confronted with conflicts in the Sahel, which has become a playground for international terrorists. These have necessitated the need to build alliances and develop a multifaceted approach that addresses terrorism at the regional and global levels. It requires all hands on deck at any given time.
For President Muhammadu Buhari, sustenance of democracy and the rule of law should remain the norm in what he called the promising region, where multiple political activities are scheduled to hold next year in some member states, including Nigeria.
Let me see this opportunity to reiterate my commitment to free, fair, and transparent elections and smooth transitions. This is one legacy that I want to bequeath, not only to Nigeria, but to the region as a whole. Nigeria is ready to stand by any country in the region that is committed to organizing free and fair elections.
And as a country that strongly believes in regional integration and cooperation, the President emphasized that Nigeria will continue to support all the ECOWAS institutions domiciled within the country.
Our pledge to construct a new permanent headquarters for this Parliament remains as irrevocable and strong as ever. I had hoped for a completion and formal commissioning of the project before leaving office. Let us collaborate more and remove our outdated physical and psychological boundaries and other colonially inspired differences so that our region can fully attain its full potential.
President Buhari also made a case for sustained efforts towards attaining the objectives of the ECOWAS founding fathers, which include having a West Africa that is economically integrated. Messages of goodwill were delivered by the presidents of the ECOWAS Commission, the ECOWAS Court of Justice, and the Moroccan House of Councillors, as well as the Speaker of the Pan-African Parliament.
You are on the African continent the best example of a regional economic bloc or a regional parliament. I think everybody should copy from ECOWAS. Can you continue on that path?
During the event, an award of excellence was presented by the ECOWAS Parliament to President Muhammadu Buhari for the promotion of democracy and regional integration. His Guinea-Bissau's counterpart and ECOWAS chairman, Umaru Sissoko Embalo, was also recognized for the promotion of regional peace and security. In Abuja, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, says the United Nations will support Nigeria's case for the establishment of a United Nations Convention for the Deltas, the outcome of a working visit to the Ministry of Environment. Onengie Fineface reports.
At the just concluded Climate Change Conference, COP27 in Egypt, Nigeria made a case for the establishment of a United Nations Convention on Deltas to address the challenges of depletion and pollution of mangroves. During our working visit to the Federal Ministry of Environment by the United Nations Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed, Minister of Environment Mohamed Abdullahi sought the UN support to actualize this convention on deltas and access finance for climate adaptation action in Nigeria.
To use her good office to look at the challenges of the delta regions of the world in terms of pollution, erosion, loss of marine ecosystem, and immediate challenges to set up what we call a UN Convention on the deltas.
Good proposal. It's coming at the right time. People are in climate crisis, and this would give more attention and target those specific areas.
The meeting reflects on the gains of COP27, but The UN Deputy Scribe notes shortfalls in finance, high debt burdens, and inability of African countries to access available $14 billion for the Great Green Wall Program as areas in need of urgent attention. Onengie Fine Face, NTA News.
Meanwhile, member nations of the Lake Chad Basin Commission are weighing options to address the root cause of the challenges in the region. How to actualize this will dominate the 68th ordinary session of the Council of Ministers meeting, which is ongoing in Abuja, where Musbau Danwahab reports that Libya has returned to the fold after 7 years of absence.
Lake Chad, a much talked about basin on global stages. The once oasis in the desert is waning with its opportunities, and its ordeal is still dealing with more than 30 million people depending on it for livelihood in the riparian countries. Farming, fishing, and other related socio-economic activities have been dearly devastated by the effects of climate change.
These factors and the depressed socio-economic condition of life in the region have exacerbated the security challenges confronting us today.
For the resultant insecurity, it's been years of military approach taking the fight to enemies of the state in the region. Measurable successes recorded, albeit the residents in the area are still yearning for the return of better and peaceful life. So, member nations are taking a step further, this time aiming at the root causes.
Today, more than ever, we are requested to direct our actions towards addressing the root causes of the persistent and emerging challenges in the Lake Chad Basin, like insecurity, climate change, and desertification.
Again, the Council of Ministers believes recharging of Lake Chad is fundamental. The report of the Executive Secretary of the Commission and that of the national experts around these issues are being discussed here to draft agenda for the upcoming 16th Summit of Heads of State and Governments of the region. In Abuja, Musbau and Wahab, NTA News.
The Presidential Health Reform Committee has started a 2-day retreat focusing on universal health coverage. State House correspondent Jide Onifade has the details.
Terms of reference of the Presidential Health Reform Committee include development and implementation of a health sector reform program for Nigeria in collaboration with state governments and the Federal Capital Territory Administration. Review of all health care reforms adopted in the past 2 decades and factoring the lessons learned into the development of the new health sector reform program. Another is to chart out a health system that best meets the needs of Nigerians in the 21st century, with special emphasis on strengthening primary health care, improving access to health insurance, and establishing a platform that enables the country to better respond to future pandemic.
So any reform without the full participation of the states, of course, will fall short of a national health reform effort. Previous attempts have been made to improve our healthcare system, and we've heard quite a few of that already. But implementation, as we've heard also, has been incomplete, non-systemic, sometimes haphazard.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who is heading the committee inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari in 2021, says the administration has put the health sector first and is making significant efforts in sustaining the tempo.
This administration also has taken this as a rather serious matter that ought to be addressed fully. And the reasons are quite obvious. Our public health indices have, over the years, we are told that by the experts that we have a hybrid disease pattern with high occurrence of both communicable and non-communicable disease.
In the reform program, we can draw lessons from our past and from other countries, especially those in similar socioeconomic level. But we must avoid lamentations and must avoid dwelling on sentiment. They don't get us anywhere. We must realize that what works in one country or another community or a community may have to be modified to work in our own setting.
The foundation being laid by the federal government, coupled with that being laid by the states,
The nation, as participants note, will in no distant time achieve the desired healthcare delivery system. In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
The federal government has cautioned Nigerians traveling to the United States and some countries in Europe, with the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, making the announcement at the 5th edition of the PMB Scorecard 2015 to 2023, which featured the Minister of Agriculture. Anthony Forson reports.
The announcement by the Information and Culture Minister is coming on the heels of some Nigerian travelers to the United States and some countries in Europe that were dispossessed of their belongings.
Especially their money and international passports, stolen at an increasingly alarming rate. The most recent victims of these are travelers to the UK, most of whom were dispossessed of their passport and money at high prices, particularly in the high heat of Oxford.
The minister, however, cleared the air, saying it is not a typical travel advisory, as issuing such is a prerogative of the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs or Nigerian embassies and high commissions.
It is not the business of the Ministry of Information and Culture to issue travel advisory. Issuing travel advisory is the prerogative of our embassies and high commissions. This is merely a piece of advice to Nigerians who may be visiting the affected parts of the world.
In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
And still on agriculture, Nigeria is on the right path in her quest for self-sufficient food production. The Minister of Agriculture, presenting the ministry's scorecard from 2015 to 2022, says a solid foundation has been laid for sustainable agricultural development by the present administration. Musa Baba Eliu tells us how.
The All Progressives Congress administration under the leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari came to power when the country was facing a major challenge in terms of food production and supply. Overdependence on importation and scarcity of farming inputs, insecurity were the challenges the administration was confronted with. A policy known as Green Alternative was introduced in 2016 with a view to revolutionizing the sector and also saving the country from being a slave to other nations in terms of food demand and supply. And here, the Minister, Muhammad Mahmoud Abubakar, is presenting a scorecard of the ministry from 2015 to date.
Today we have the NATI, that is the National Agricultural Technology and Innovation Policy 2022, to take us through to 2027, to guide the implementation of programs and projects to ensure food security, employment generation, and wealth creation in the country.
The minister's presentation focused on 4 major areas. 1, primary production, which he said the country's agriculture has maintained a steady growth from 2015 to date. Storage of excess farm produce, and construction and rehabilitation of silos in the country. Before 2015, the minister said the total capacity of food in government silos was less than 19,000 tons. However, the present administration increased the storage capacity to more than 1 million tons.
About 8 silos have been damaged during the NSAS, and also some climate change issues like gully erosion and the rest of those. Graciously, we asked Mr. President and he approved an intervention, and we are currently about ready to start the rehabilitation of those 8 silos.
Among the success stories of the ministry are livestock development, establishment of chan rice milling factories, rehabilitation and construction of small and medium-sized dams.
Vaccination, absolutely important. About 15 million, over 15 million really have been vaccinated against transboundary animal diseases. Establishment of fish clusters, distribution of fish input, licensing of from 84 to 170 fishing trawlers have been licensed to cover up the gap.
To this end, the minister announced that President Muhammadu Buhari has assented to the bill establishing the Agriculture Development Trust Fund. He also said that arrangement has been concluded between Nigeria and Brazil for the supply of heavy-duty equipment for mechanized farming. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
You're watching the news on NTA. There'll be more reports after a few messages. Do stay with us.
Welcome to the Airtel side of life, where you're covered in a variety of reliable ways. Get a router for just 10,000 Naira with up to 240 GB, or this MiFi for 7,500 Naira with up to 150 GB, or this for 5,000 Naira with up to 125 GB bonus data. More data, more you. Reliable home broadband by Airtel, the smartphone network.
How would it sound when you wake up one day and there's no country? Only chaos, confusion, bloodshed. No. We must stand for our nation. We must also stand for the armed forces. Our prayers, our validation of their efforts is what they need, which we must strive to give them as patriotic citizens. Together, we are stronger. One nation, one armed forces, one people, our Nigeria.
I dey look for pension fund administrator. Wait up, make sense, wait care for me. No be the time when story go enter the matter when it's time to deliver. No. The bank be sure them no go stress you. Call them then they accessible. Customer care where they on point. No go regret when you try of course. Profitable investment, everything we just a blend. Make you choose premium pension today. Make that switch to premium pension. Premium pension. Make that switch to premium pension.
Join over 700,000 satisfied members and enjoy the premium experience at our offices across the 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. Call 094615-700-704 to make the switch today. Premium pension. Active today, premium tomorrow.
It's finally here, the public presentation of the Integrity Club and Zero Tolerance Club operational manual. Watch out as the EFCC gives students in Nigerian schools the opportunity and tools to fight economic and financial crimes right from their corners. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on 29th November 2022, launched the operational manual for Integrity and Zero Tolerance Clubs, a guide on the running of the Commission's Integrity Club in primary and secondary schools and the Zero Tolerance Club in tertiary institutions. Special guest of honor, the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, SAN GCON. Once again, date is Tuesday, 29th November 2022. Time, 10 a.m. prompt. Venue, Model Secondary School, Maitama, Abuja. Our children and youth matter. Let's give them a chance to fight economic and financial crimes even as students.
Let's celebrate.
Everyone has a Chivita this season. What's your Chivita?
The federal government, in its effort to boost agriculture through the construction of rural roads and market development, is collaborating with the World Bank and French Development Agency to officially launch the Rural Access and Agricultural Marketing Project under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Therefore, relevant stakeholders are cordially invited to the official launch of the project. Date, Tuesday, 29th November 2022. Venue, Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs Palace Banquet Hall. Time 11 a.m. prompt. To be performed by President Muhammad Buhari. Host Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Co-host Zainab Ahmed, Honorable Minister of Finance. Signed Dr. Ernest Umahihe, Permanent Secretary, Federal Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Dr. Mohammed Mahmoud Abubakar, Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development. Announcer.
It's nice to know you're still watching. Loss of habitat and pollution caused by activities of coal mining companies in some communities in Kogi State have been identified as environmental challenges requiring urgent legislative intervention. This is the view of the House Joint Committee on Solid Minerals and Road Safety, which undertook an oversight to mining communities in Kogi State. National Assembly correspondent Abdullahi Aminu reports.
For the general welfare of the staff committee, there's only to write home about it.
This is Onu Ojoko of Okaba district in Ankpa, Kogi State, a neighboring town with Benue State. It is one of the communities where many companies are reported to be involved in mining activities in search of coal, which is their source of energy, leading to erosion and water pollution, among other challenges.
In terms of scholarship, they are giving to our people. Then the surface rent, they have been doing it, but the one of this year, 2022, it has not been paid to the landowners.
Then for them to Addis of Okobo, we have Itajuma there. But our own coal field here, it's Dangote.
Early April, when the rain will set in, road construction work will start.
The coal mining host communities, however, reported to the House members that only Dangote Coal Mines Company is providing a replantation and reclamation of soil projects in line with the Community Development Agreement.
Everybody will know what is happening, the kind of hazard our people are unnecessarily exposed to.
The committee visited a primary school project promising that an adequate legislative action will be taken. Abdullahi Aminu, NTA News.
An advocacy for the amendment of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of the Ariwola made the advocacy during the commencement of the 2022-2023 legal year. Dele Atumbi of our Judiciary desk reports that the event also witnessed the conferment of the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria on 62 legal practitioners.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Aruola, while reviewing the performance of the judiciary in 2021-2022 legal year, maintained that the docket of the court is full of political matters apart from attending to other criminal and civil cases. As a way out of the situation, the Chief Justice of Nigeria canvassed the amendment of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, for most appeals to end at the Court of Appeal.
We have hit the ground running, and I can assure the entire nation that nothing will be left to chance and no ground will be left uncovered. Litigants across the various courts in the Federation should be rest assured that their cases will be given due attention.
Since law and development are interwoven, then positive changes in the judiciary will by necessary implication serve as a precipitating factors for the much needed developments in our national policy.
Deliberate and conscious effort must be made to invest in the judiciary because that is way to keep justice intact and that is way to keep Nigeria together. Improvement of the welfare package of justices of our Superior Court is the task for all of us.
Before this advocacy, President Muhammadu Buhari has directed appropriate authorities to ensure upward review of the salary of judicial officers. The 62 new senior advocates of Nigeria were admonished to continue to ensure that justice is served. In Abuja, Dele Atumbi, NTA News.
The All Progressives Congress is making far-reaching impact in expanding and solidifying structures nationwide for a successful 2023 presidential election. To achieve this, the Tinubu-Shettima Grassroots Independent Campaign Council has inaugurated 3 strategic committees to mobilize massive votes for the party. Abubakar Akwanga reports.
The timelines and terms of reference start here, and the 3 committees of logistics and protocol, media and publicity, and humanitarian and social welfare are being inaugurated with marching orders to deliver votes for APC presidential candidate.
Nobody will read of Nigeria in the 21st century and miss the name of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So it now behoves on us who have been given this responsibility to also create history for ourselves.
National coordinator of the Tinubu-Shettima Grassroots Independent Campaign Council, Silas Ali Agara, is positive about the party's structures and network in pulling massive votes for Tinubu's ticket.
So our mandate is more of the grassroots, interface at the grassroots. We are the face of the entire project when it comes to grassroots mobilization, and we intend to stick to that.
The campaign council says the unprecedented achievements recorded by APC administration in all facets of the country are glaring and will convince Nigerians to make informed decisions on February 25th, 2023. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Now we head to Jos, where the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, has reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring a strong and united Nigeria if successful at the polls. This was in a message delivered at the inauguration of the North Central Executive Committee and Zonal Secretariat of the Atiku Okowa Project 60. Ndeang Bagyang reports.
Pains for the 2023 general elections gather momentum. The inauguration of the North Central Executive Committee and Zonal Secretariat of the Atiku Okowa Project 6023 is to galvanize support for the PDP presidential candidate and all other elected positions of the party.
We need a private sector friendly leader, which is Atiku, and that is what I stand for. The support group is interested in mobilizing this large number of people so that we can galvanize the kind of support that we needed.
The Zonal Secretariat of Atiku Okowa Project 6023 was also inaugurated with logistics to ease the work of the mobilizers in Jos, Indenyan, and the Abuja. NTA News.
And from Jos, we head to Borno State, where the Governor Babagana Umar Zulum has inaugurated the State All Progressives Congress Campaign Council for the 2023 general elections, with a call on members and other party loyalists to ensure fair and credible elections devoid of violence. Mohamed Goni reports.
Borno APC Campaign Councils chaired by the State Governor, Professor Babagana Umar Zulum. The inaugurated council also comprises 22 subcommittees. Governor Babagana Umar assured the people of Borno of more dividends of democracy if given the mandate in the 2023 general elections, saying in his next term of office, Borno will partner with the federal government to resume oil exploration on the shores of Lake Chad.
You entrusted me with the responsibility to lead. I took this responsibility seriously and brought together a broad spectrum of people as our core team to help us drive the agenda for the peace, progress, and stability of Borno State.
The governor, who stressed gain made in the security sector, assured to scale up more efforts as he pledged to reopen some roads for night travel and use the opportunity to thank President Muhammadu Buhari for his commitment to restoration of peace to the northeast, as well as the Nigerian armed forces and volunteers for their sacrifices. Governor Zulum said he will prioritize rural development, adding that Maiduguri-Bama Road will be completed by the end of this year, while work will commence on Bama-Banki Road, and talks are on with Dangote to start construction on Maiduguri-Gamborungala Road. Governor Zulum condemned any act capable of depriving rights of candidates and political parties from conducting electioneering campaigns. Borno State APC Chairman Ali Bukar Dalori said inauguration of council was to enable members participate with full recognition and pay tributes to Governor Zulum for the exemplary leadership in Maiduguri. Mohamed Goni, NTA News.
The presidential candidate of the Accord Party, Professor Christopher Imomolen, says the party is committed to repositioning Nigeria through people-oriented policies and programs. This was at the party's campaign flag-off and unveiling of the deputy governorship candidate in Akwa Ibom State. Clement Barikui reports.
Professor Imomolen were calling for the support of Nigerians for all candidates of the Accord Party at all levels, maintains that the economic blueprint of the party will bring about total turnaround in all sectors of the nation's economy.
In 2023, we must all go all out to ensure that we vote for persons that are credible. We vote for persons who have demonstrated passion for the Nigerian people. Governance is not about power. Governance is about compassion.
Other party leaders, including the national chairman Muhammad Nalado, represented by the zonal vice chairman Southwest, Akwa Ibom State chairman Martins Ansah, as well as the national youth leader of the party, Abdurrahman Mohammed, told Nigerians that the Accord Party is committed to a better Nigeria. High point of the event was the formal unveiling of the deputy governorship candidate for Akwa Ibom State, Dr. Love Achibong, and presentation of flags to all its candidates in Uyo. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
Foremost professor and academic Muhammad Sani Haruna says there is a pressing need for Nigerian academics to continue to promote the culture of scholarly publication for socio-economic development of communities. This was at a public presentation of 4 books in Zaria. Sagir Awal reports.
The dwindling fortunes of education in the North and how to improve the system are some of the key issues various speakers, led by Professor Muhammad Sani Haruna, at the presentation of 4 books published by a professor of public administration, Aminu Ladan Sharehu, in Zaria.
Our universities are not solving any socio-economic challenges of the communities in their catchment areas, and have no linkages whatsoever with industries, and are not relevant in solving our national problems.
Emir of Zazzau, like reviewers of the books, are optimistic that such initiatives will salvage tertiary institutions, promote education, and impact on the general development of the society.
We have to invest in education. What the government has done, to provide free education, okay, fine. Definitely, they have supported education, but, finance education, you've got to pay from your pocket for you to be able to appreciate that your child is doing well or not.
Whatever I do that is good, you need to alert people who are coming up to see how best one can do to continue to contribute to his own to success of his own people, his country, and humanity in general.
The 4 books are Managing National Integration as Catalysts for Sustainable Development in Nigerian Policies, Programs, and Strategies, Administering the Production of Quality Teachers for National Development, the Role of NTI. From Zaria, Sagir Awal, NTA News.
Thank you, Sagir. It's time to join Michael in our Lagos Network studio for more reports on network news. Over to you, Michael.
The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, has again demonstrated its leadership role in shaping television broadcast in Africa, as 2 of its presenters won the prestigious Nigeria Media Merit Award as the newscaster and presenter of the year. The occasion was the 30th edition of the NMMA Award in Lagos, which attracted media personalities, including the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed. Fireworks of celebration affirming 30 years of consistently sustaining the real essence of journalistic practice by the Nigeria Media Merit Award. Just like previous editions, awards were presented to deserving print beat reporters, television presenters, and media organizations covering 42 categories, in which the NTA clinched 2 of the possible 5 up for grab under the television section. News Extra presenter Fatima Umar Buba got recognized for outstanding performance with award of the Television Newscaster of the Year, while Ololade Adeniji Adeli, anchor of Executive Discourse, won the Presenter of the Year award.
Winning this award, it's like the peak of everything. And you see the caliber of people winning, you know that, yes, this is meritorious.
As we are relaunching, as we are stepping out, we are getting recognized. It is a good thing. It is the right way to go.
The evening was not just dominated by NTA, as Innocent Duru from the Nation newspaper received 4 awards in different categories, including the Male Reporter of the Year.
Anybody can write, said, and I quote, but not everybody can go into investigative or features writing. That is the future of journalism.
Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Nigerian Media Merit Award, reiterated commitment towards sustaining excellence in journalism due to the sacrifices made by the media in retaining the nation's values.
This honor will serve as an incentive to members of this profession that they will never walk alone.
Your standards must never be lowered for anything, and definitely not in this age in which social media and internet has enabled the easy amplification of fake news.
With the theme projecting Lagos as a center of excellence beyond Africa, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, believes the choice of Lagos for UNWTO and the 30th edition of the award resonates with the reality of being one of the single largest economies in Africa.
By projecting and celebrating Lagos, we are celebrating our dear country with its rich and diverse culture, world-class gastronomy and fashion, and the soaring creative industry, among others.
The Nigerian Media Merit Award is the most prestigious annual gathering where the best among members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm are celebrated. The war against substandard and counterfeit drugs is a continuous battle that requires a multi-stakeholder approach. This has led to a coalition against counterfeit pharmaceutical products to reinforce advocacy at all levels of the supply chain. Amaka will report that the coalition comprises of various pharmaceutical bodies in Lagos.
Nigeria is said to have one of the largest markets of counterfeit drugs in the world, with worrisome data from the National Agency for Foods and Drugs Administration and Control, NAFDAC, which puts fake and substandard drugs in the country at over 15%.
People die every day. I'm sure every family has a story to tell. Our focus is on how can we use advocacy to promote any of the arms of the fight against the counterfeit pharmaceutical products.
So you have issues of prosecution. I've been able to assist in making sure that cases are really prosecuted.
Need for more sensitization to the end users who are patients, who are also at the center of the healthcare system, as counterfeit and substandard drugs are relatively cheaper, thereby making them more attractive with unending patronage.
Drugs are chemical substances, and when you expose it to sun, a lot of chemical reactions have taken place, so it is no longer what is purported to be.
To ensure that beyond what the government is doing, there are behavioral changes among citizens of Nigeria towards their healthcare and procurement of medicine.
Deliberations also focused on tracing, tracking, and ensuring pharmaceutical supply chain integrity.
Build up an infrastructure so that we make counterfeiting unprofitable.
For those who are members, they must not source outside the supply chain.
And we are going to support them at the level of regulation, to ensure that the premises that we register are not dealing on fake products.
The use of technology in tackling fake drugs was also brought to the fore. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
Do not forget to follow this news broadcast live on our website at nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Time for some messages. The news continues shortly. Please stay.
A small business from where it is to where you want it to be requires all the support you can get. GrowBiz from Keystone Bank, you have it all to unlock your business potentials. Open a GrowBiz account and receive business and financial advisory to give your business the edge to always succeed in the marketplace. Enjoy the free access to the MSME Academy, which helps your capacity to grow your business. Business loans with attractive interest rates to fund your business with ease. Maintaining your GrowBiz account comes at no cost at all. You have the business and our support. Sign on to the GrowBiz account on KeystoneBankNG.com and get the support your business needs to grow. Keystone Bank, we grow together.
Growing up in a big family, there weren't always enough seats at the table, so we started eating on the floor so that we could enjoy our food and cokes together, to remind us that the most important part of any meal is being together.
My son Aiden wants to be a great actor like me.
How did I do? You did great.
A couple of years ago is when his acting began.
Think you can play?
Yes.
Catch.
I take him to auditions and give him Twisco, our family favorite. With the right support, my boy is going to be a great actor.
You got the role.
Give your kids Twisco to support their big dreams. Twisco, power your dream.
Experience the future of emerging technologies at the 2022 Zenith Bank Tech Fair, taking place at Eco Hotel and Suites, Victoria Island, Lagos, on the 22nd and 23rd of November 2022, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. Theme, Future Forward 2.0. Participation is free, courtesy of Zenith Bank PLC. You, however, need to register your attendance at www.zenithbank.com/tech fair. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
I noticed that anytime you're cooking, you always use the same Mr. Chef seasoning for all your dishes. Abba, Mian Sushen, Eforibo, Nkwobi, the same seasoning. My friend, is this something you're not telling me?
Banke. Okay, I'll tell you a secret that I just discovered and would change your cooking forever. Say hello to Mr. Chef. With the new Mr. Chef all-purpose seasoning, whatever the meal, Mr. Chef has got you covered.
Mr. Chef all-purpose seasoning. Make every meal taste like magic.
Stubborn dark marks? Try new Nivea Lumina 630. Visibly reduces up to 10 years of stubborn dark marks in just 4 weeks. New Nivea Lumina 630. Get even and luminous skin.
We don't like to eat better, more nutritious meals, more veggies, but we want it tasty and easy too. No cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic, and enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
A peak protein breakfast gets you to a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes through his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolutely fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. Reach for your peak.
All I do is win. I wake up, I win. I close my eyes, and I win. Hip hip hop on me, come on, let's go. Independent women, come on, now let's get it. I'ma keep running till the world stops.
Wow, you look great. Did you just come from the salon? Darling superstar, great that stays salon fresh no matter what.
Avoid substandard products by patronizing products certified by the Standards Organization of Nigeria. A clarion call by the Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment at a ceremony marking 50 years of grading standards in the country. Benny Adams reports.
A cursory look at some products produced and packaged in Nigeria show their worth gracing shelves in supermarkets across the world. A feat not possible before now, says the Minister of State, Industry, Trade and Investment, Mariam Katagun.
Its activities, especially through the ManCap scheme, have contributed immensely to the increased acceptability of made in Nigeria products in the international market, which is one of the key achievements of this administration.
Actually, we are working with the National Assembly to review our act so that we have higher consequences, more severe consequences for both peddling and producing substandard goods in the country. We have to raise the peddling of substandard goods to the level of treason because that's how serious the product is to the society. And at that level, we need to punish people accordingly, make it less profitable to do that.
In addition to standards formulation and elaboration, other services by some include testing services, accreditation, certification, and trade development, among other duties. These stakeholders say has earned the organization the reputation on ease of doing business. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Now, on the business circle, Nigeria and the United Kingdom are to deepen trade relations. Let's get the details from Musa.
Thank you, Najatu. Nigeria and the United Kingdom have resolved to work together in resolving issues of market access and enhance economic cooperation towards growing the volume of trade between both countries, which currently stands at £5.5 billion, of which Nigerian exports to the UK stands at £2.2 billion at the end of second quarter 2022.
UK government has put in place the Developing Countries Trading Scheme. This is one of the most generous preference schemes in the world, with enhanced preferences for UK-Nigeria trade and investment.
We have a lot of work to do on our end, and we are committed to doing the work to see to it that we put our companies in a position whereby they can take advantage of the opportunities that are being created for them by the UK government.
Meanwhile, Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment has launched the Nigeria Trade Information Portal in fulfillment of the World Trade Organization Trade Facilitation Agreement. NTI is an online information portal which clearly describes import, export, and transit procedures. It is an outcome of a collaboration with the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, with support from the European Union and German Technical Cooperation, established in 3 West African countries of Nigeria, Benin, and Mali as a pilot phase in 2016, with a view to assisting developing WTO member countries in compliance with the WTO Trade Facilitation Agreement. And to capital market, the equities market opened the week on a negative note as investors lose 64.21 billion naira. The all-share index declined by 0.25% to close at 47,436.45 basis points. A total turnover of 279.28 million units of securities worth 1.5 billion naira were traded in 3,781 deals. Equity capitalization fell to 25.8 trillion naira. And now the news continues with Najatu after the break.
True friendship, it lasts forever. True friendship, a gift we share together. No matter where you are, we're there together. Sharing moments, happiness is when we are together. We are together.
Maltina. Share happiness. Looking fresh for your date? Get even fresher with Close Up. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula. It cleans deeply, fights 99% of bacteria, and cools intensely. Keeping you protected and fresh.
Protected and fresh. Protected and fresh.
Let's take a picture.
Protected and fresh.
Still fresh, still protected.
Feeling good and protected.
All day confidence to get close. New Close Up Triple Fresh formula.
In a third final in 20 years.
This out of this world, Yakata. Now you can get a GoTV decoder, 12 channel, and 1 month of GoTV Jolly for only 4,900 naira, and enjoy all the show-stopping games live from Qatar on GoTV.
A peak protein breakfast gets you through a great day. How do I know? Because my daddy goes through his work feeling good and always with a smile. Mommy is always filled with confidence. My sister is always in tune. And for me, learning new things becomes absolute fun. Because all day and every day, the peak goes on.
Start your day with a peak protein breakfast. P. Reach for your peak.
Do not like overconfident women.
Don't touch me without my permission.
I'm a playful guy and I do get carried away sometimes.
You are selfish, manipulative, and you are a nasty.
That's all I've done for you.
What have you done for me? She called me Barry.
You know my mom doesn't know any better, right?
You say that now, but then when you see your mother, you start to act like you're a dead man. You were supposed to be more careful.
I've been.
Really not enough.
You're just in time for all the latest in the world of sports.
7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
From dusk to dawn, 24 hours a day, NTA International is with you. In your living room, office, and everywhere, anywhere. We provide a company you desire in terms of balanced and up-to-date news, programs, and the best of entertainment. Tune in to DSTV channel 251, GoTV channel 91, Freeview channel 264, or live streaming via www.visiontv.co.uk.
And to watch NTA International in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, use the following satellite parameters.
You can also see us on Facebook and YouTube for quality content on the go. NTA International, Africa's window to the world.
What is happening? Your eyes are red. You are armed with a machete and a gun. See, I am angry and I can't even contain it. See. My guy, calm down, calm down. See, Oga, I have planned to go and destroy these people's businesses in the city. I have to retaliate for what they've done at our own place. They cannot eat their cake and have it now, never. If you destroy their business here, and they destroy that of those close to you over there, especially that your brother who sends you steady cash, how would you survive? Would your dreams be on hold? See, what you're saying is correct. But I'm still angry. Best way is to embrace peace. With peace and unity,
My people, let us embrace
place.
peace and unity. Let's learn to live as brothers and sisters for a progressive, prosperous nation. This message is brought to you from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
This is the moment we've been waiting. It's time to rise up, do it again. Africa, do your dance now.
Go do your winning dance now, so we never lose it again. We gon' rise up, yes, we gon' rise up, Africa rise up. Africa rise up, yes, we gon' rise up, Africa rise up.
Welcome to Africa, a land of innocent civilization.
This is the moment we've been waiting. It's time to rise up, do it again. Africa, do your dance now. Go do your winning dance now. So we never lose it again.
This is the network service of the NTA.
Football is more than a game to us. It's the blood that runs through our veins. From the moment we're conceived, that's when we start kicking. And once our feet hit the ground, the ball is out.